Hey, it's a great day. This is Mike Current, Energizer, and in this video I'm going to be going through my physical training program to get ready for the Appalachian Trail. So let's do this. I want to start out right at the beginning and put the disclaimer out there that I am not suggesting in this video that anyone else do this physical training program. It is what I am doing, what I chose to do in preparation for my Appalachian Trail through hike. But at the end of this video, I will discuss things that you can do if you decide that you would like to physically prepare for your through hike. You know, one of the things that really busts my buns is when I read on one of these social media forums when people write in asking for advice about a physical training program to get ready for their hike. Invariably there will be at least one comment, probably more, somewhere down in the thread that says, hey, you know, don't worry about the physical training. The trail's all mental. Don't worry about it. I mean, if somebody wrote into one of these social media forums and said, hey, I'm starting the trail in early March. I know it's going to be cold. I'm trying to debate on whether to use a 20-degree sleeping bag or a 30-degree, and you know, what should my base weight be? I'm wrestling with these. Well, that person's going to get a lot of advice on dealing with the cold on the Appalachian Trail in March. What they're not going to get is somebody down in the comments saying, oh, you know, don't worry about the cold, don't worry about the cold, the trail's all mental. I mean, that would be nonsensical, wouldn't it? Just because the trail has a significant mental component does not dismiss the fact that the trail is also pretty darn cold in March. So why would it be different for the physical aspects of the trail? Just because the trail has a significant mental component does not dismiss the fact that it has a significant physical component. In fact, I would argue that because the trail is so physically demanding, that is why it is so mentally demanding. And that physical component, that physical challenge never ends. My physical training program has five principles that govern how I put it together, and I will go through those right now. First off, obviously, number one, endurance. I need to be able to hike all day with a weighted ruck. I mean, that's the definition of through hiking. Number two, cardio. The Appalachian Trail is known for its elevation changes, going up and down hills a lot. And so I wanted to ensure I had good heart and lungs in order to power up through those hills. Number three, strength. Again, looking at the hills that I expect to encounter on the Appalachian Trails, I wanted to increase my muscle strength, the strength of my tendons and ligaments, and I wanted to promote bone density to make myself less susceptible to stress fractures, while at the same time, as part of my training program, avoiding injury. Number four, recovery. I needed to train my body to recover quickly. So if I go to bed tired and sore, the next day I'll wake up fresh and I can go again. And lastly, number five, simplicity. The training program needed to be easy to do. I need to be able to do it wherever I was. My wife and I travel quite a bit, so it needed to be able to be replicated while we were on the road, and it needed to be able to be repeatable, something I could do over and over again. So the least amount of distractions, the least amount of logistical requirements or administrative requirements would be the better. I want to be able to just get out the door and go and avoid the distractions. My training program consists of a 3-day training cycle that's repeated. Day 1, I go on a run. I'll run for 2 or 3 hours. I'm not worried about my pace, how fast I'm going. I'm not worried about the distance. For one reason, it just varies on how I feel that day. Some days I want to run faster, some days I want to run slower. And for distance, that requires me going out and measuring a route and seeing where I'm at. And if I'm on the road, that makes it difficult. So I just leave the door and go out and put 2 or 3 hours on the legs. And that's what I'm looking for. Day 2 is spent in the gym. That's where I will spend about an hour and a half doing a full body lift, followed by 30 minutes to an hour on the stair climber with a 40-pound run. Gym workout consists of 11 exercises, 5 to 6 sets per exercise with 8 to 12 reps per set. I start with the chest press, move on to the pull down, then the overhead press, followed by the row. Next is the triceps press, and then the bicep curls, lateral raises, the seated leg press, and then the leg curls, followed by the leg extensions, finishing with the calf press. After I've worked out on the weights, then I do 30 minutes to 1 hour on the stair climber, carrying a 40-pound rucksack. In 1 hour, I can typically cover between 3,000 and 4,000 stairs. Normally, when my wife and I travel, we stay on military bases where a gym is readily available. But when a gym is not available, I use the TRX strap system and a kettlebell with a series of exercises to complete my gym workout. Day 3, I go out, put the ruck on, 40-pound rucksack, and I will walk for 4 to 6 hours. Again, I'm not so concerned about pace. I'm not so concerned about distance. It's simply trying to put time on the legs. After the 3rd day, I simply repeat the cycle again and again and again until my body says, hey, Mike, it's time for a rest. And that way, I'm training myself to be able to recover quickly. I mean, if a person trains every 3rd day when getting ready for the Appalachian Trail, and then they get on the trail and they're getting up every day to walk, well, the body's like saying, where's my 2 days of recovery? So for me, I do it every day. I know my training program is not easy. Some days I will be sitting on the couch and my legs will be just screaming at me on what I've done. But the reality is I'm on the couch. I've got my legs up. I've got a beer in my hand. I'm watching television, maybe a football game or a TV show. And I'm thinking all that pain that I'm feeling at that moment, I'm not bringing with me on the trail. And my training program is working. Things that were hard at the beginning are much easier now. And I can see my legs where they've increased in strength and you know, I've got skinny runner's legs and they've been getting bigger. My jeans, you know, are tighter around the thighs. So I know it's working. Now, like I said, this training program is not for everyone. It might not be for you. You might be able to gather some tidbits from it to help incorporate into your training program. But what I am saying is if you survive 3 months on the trail Let's say you go out on the trail and you make it to the 3-month mark, and now your physical activity is up here. Well, let's say up here. And when you make your announcement that you're going to be starting an Appalachian Trail through hike, well, your physical ability is down here somewhere. Well, instead of arriving at the trail down here, why not arrive here, or here, or here? Look, 25% of the people that start a through hike actually complete it. I mean, everybody that starts off in Springer Mountain believes they're going to be it. They're going to be completing their through hike. But the reality is 25% make it, 75% don't. And maybe that extra amount of physical effort, that extra amount of ability is all that it takes to put you in the 25% mark, the 25 above the cut mark. If you decide to begin a physical training program for the Appalachian Trail, first thing I do recommend you see your doctor so you can get an honest assessment of where you're at, and then he can provide advice. If you have a relationship with a physical therapist and they know a lot about motion, and so, you know, seek the advice of a physical therapist. And you can even seek the advice of a physical trainer, hire a physical trainer, even if it's on a consultation basis. See them once a month. This is where I'm at. This is what I would like to do. And they can help design a program for you that meets your physical requirements and where you're starting out at. And so you'll be able to go into that training and complete the training injury-free when you start your hike. Stealing a phrase from David Goggins, this video, along with a previous video on mental preparation and my next video on weight matters, they aren't designed to entertain, they are designed to make us better. In Jennifer Farr Davis's book, Becoming Odessa, she discusses how the majority of us spend our lives spending our time and money on things to entertain us. Rarely do we take time to find things that challenge us. So this video, that's what it's trying to do. It's looking for that challenge. And with that challenge comes far greater rewards. Hope you liked it. If you enjoy my videos, please hit the like and subscribe button, and we'll continue to take this journey together. Should be great.